I wrote, before the season started, at some point Clemson's defense would have to win a game. And when you look back at the offense struggling like it was, you held them to 7 points up until that, next to the last drive, 3 of 16 on third down. What does that say to you about this defense?
Well, we've made a lot of strides in a lot of areas. Still got a long ways to go, but I love the attitude of the group of guys. Their willingness to fight and handle adversity well, and have to compete over and over and over. That's what if we've been consistent about something through just the first 3 games, you've really seen that their willingness to work, their willingness to invest, and their willingness to compete, for 4 quarters. So, again, we've made some improvement, and we got a lot of things to continue to get better. So there's the silver lining there is we found a way to get to 3-0 and on to the next one.
Shaq Lawson really emerged and made some big plays the other night. What have you seen out of him as far as his development?
Same thing, the more a young guy like him plays, he'll make some mistakes along the way, but, he's gaining in confidence and his aggressiveness and his understanding. He's just getting more sure of himself, so he's quicker and playing with better pad level, and he's, again, a naturally explosive, instinctive guy that can bend and change direction. He's got great natural strength, and so you see some of his physical talent starting to show up now that his first game he played a little bit timid. As we said, this is not a timid game for timid players. So, played a little bit on his heels at times early, which is to be expected. And like you would hope, he's taking these huge jumps and leaps in his confidence and understanding. So Coach Hobby's done a fabulous job of really bringing him along quickly.
Dabo said that Shaq Lawson's the best freshman defensive lineman he's seen in 10 years of being on this staff. I mean, what sets Shaq apart from some of the really good career linemen?
I would, again, the same things. He's got really good instincts. He loves to play. I probably got to start and say he loves to play, and that's the first thing that you believe it or not. Everybody loves to play. Most guys don't love to play. They might love to make the big play, but they don't love to play. Shaq loves to practice. He's just a high motor guy that likes to compete. He chases the football, and then he's got ability. He can run, he can bend, he can change direction. He's explosive, got real strong, again, instincts and just natural strength. So, again, he's far from a polished product by any means, but he's got a fabulous foundation. If he continues to work and develop, he's got a great future.
I think Vic Beasley is half a sack off the National League. What has he done to kind of translate the potential he showed last year into being an every-down guy that's been consistent and good for you guys?
The way he's practiced and his preparation. He's more mature about everything, and I think he's had some success, and he likes it. He's liked the taste of it, and I think he's smart enough to realize the reason he has had success is, he has some ability, but I think that the work that is involved has led to his success. So those are probably the biggest things.
Coach, Sweeney mentioned earlier that one of the biggest things over the next few weeks will be developing depth at the safety position. Who will you look for there, and what do you expect to get there? Same
group of guys. We're not coming up with any new group of guys, so it's the guys that are running with the 2s and a few of those in the 3s. J. Ron Curse, Ronald Gohagan, Jadar Johnson. Breland is also another option there. Potentially Corinne Wiggins. It's hard, to the young guys in particular to move them around, and but they just, again, a group of guys need to show maturity and competitiveness and the investment. And when you push the envelope, you find out whether or not guys are afraid of being in the position of whether it's sink or you know, keep their head above water. And some guys they really want that moment, and then other guys would rather not. You know, they might say they do, but when it comes push to shove, you know, it's very difficult and very challenging to invest every single day, emotionally and physically. And the preparation that goes into it can be overwhelming. And some guys are ready for it and some guys aren't. And so we're still trying to develop that.
Is it a difficult position to grow into? He mentioned, you know, Blank, Smith, those guys this season have to continue to grow into that. Is it difficult because if you're a corner, you're covering a man, but if you're a safety, you're
Yeah,
having
safety's a
vision.
lot more difficult to learn. Safety's more like, you know, it's linebacker with even higher stress because you're the last line of defense. Corner's a lot easier to play from a learning curve standpoint, and, you know, harder to play from a physical standpoint because of the unique skill set that it takes. Not that the safety doesn't have to have some of the same qualities, but there's much more to learn in both the run and the pass for the safeties. But those guys are coming along, you know. So
When you talk about things about how do you know who has the moment, who's ready to get out there, are those things you can find out on Tuesday,
sometimes,
Wednesday, Thursday?
oh yeah, I mean, you like to think that you can, and where they show just enough and it gives you confidence. You know, a guy is not going to look like you know, a blind dog in a meat market at practice every day, and then all of a sudden show up and be Superman on game days. But the other way, so I use Boulware as an example. He shows instincts, toughness, physical, focus. He's intense. If you know, we were backed in the corner, he had to play, or injury, something, he'll be ready for it. I mean, he'll come along rather quickly. And then some other guys maybe don't show those same qualities in practice, you know, whether it's mental errors or, again, lack of focus or lack of intensity or bad body language, you name it. So those are, and then some guys are right there in between. Maybe not all the bad, but there's certainly not all the good. So you get a good judge. I mean, your experience through the years gives you, and then sometimes occasionally I've had the third team guy that never saw anything, and all of a sudden you had 2 injuries and he had to go out there and you're like panic stricken, and then, man, he's pretty good, you know, not great, but really pretty good. I've had that guy too, but that's certainly not the norm.
Are chunk plays still an issue for your defense?
Well, they had a few big plays the other night, so you don't want to give up any big plays. So it's always an issue. It's always a goal of every defense not to give up big plays. Big plays are backbreakers. It's points. It's momentum. It's field position. It's everything. And you know, so you know, we're working hard to correct the mistakes we made from a week ago. Continue to look at the ones that were issues. You know how it is. You know, people are going to emulate, you know, success that other teams have had against you. So we're continually trying to, you know, put those things in front of our guys and improve our understanding and our technique and all the things that involve, you know, in defending, you know, big plays. So, and certain ones in particular. So, you know, the discouraging thing about those, a couple of the jet sweeps or things, they're so simple. There's nothing. It's not a trick play. And so, you know, leveraging the football is paramount to run defense, and obviously we got to do a much better job of you know, getting our guys to execute that in those 2 plays particularly, and I believe that we will.
Do you feel better about this group through 3 games this year than you did last year?
Well, yeah, if you know them, yeah, you're a lot further along in a lot of different areas. So. You know, everything that we've been talking about all along in regards to the things that that it takes to you know, start, you know, inside out with your defense, run defense and so forth. Our guys are just a lot further along, and you know, there's certain things that you don't feel as comfortable about, and you're trying to continue to work through those things as well. We've got to. As everybody is well aware, you watch the games as well. We've got a lot of things that we got to continue to get better at. But that's everybody does. You watch college football, you watch the NFL, man. Everybody's got problems. So we're not unique to that. You know, whatever those issues are, which you dislike, or the you know, maybe the same issues, whatever it might be, if those continue to pop up and guys aren't learning from mistakes. And but this is it's a long season, and it's always been an evolution in regards to just continue to improve and get better, and guys getting better with their chemistry and understanding of their responsibility running pass, and the precision that from an execution standpoint that you continue to massage and get better at as the year goes along. So this is still a group of guys that however you would look at it, give or take 7 new starters from a year ago, and so there's still a group that's still trying to find itself. But you really like the way we've been challenged in different ways the first few games, and we've for the most part have answered the bell when it's counted the most. Again, it's young season, but our guys got a great attitude, and it's an intelligent group of guys.
What do you think you're going to see out of Wake Forest this week?
A little bit of everything. It's a spread option team, and they like to run the football a lot of different ways, and anything that's been successful against us this first few weeks, we'll probably see it. You got an experienced quarterback and experienced running back, and Campanaro that's an awfully good receiver. So it's a staff that's had great success through the years of getting more out of less, and getting their guys to play above and beyond their abilities, and so they're going to put them in competitive, winning, successful situations and position, and so we'll get their best shot. That's for sure.
So jet sweep Jones affect the rotation and kind of what you do?
Well, it's just one less, obviously linebacker that has shown, the ability to step in and make plays. So it's one less body, whereas you had 3 at one position, now you got 2. So it hurts us in the special teams as well, and you just hate it for Callan because he's very emotionally invested in the game, and so that's hard, when it's taken away. So.
On the jet sweeps, is it just a matter of the defensive end or outside linebacker on that side maybe sealing better, maybe playing it more like it's an option play?
Yeah, you gotta leverage it. So whoever it is, you use a safety, use a linebacker. Once in a while, use a defensive end. So whoever is responsible based on your calls got to be there sooner rather than later. The one to the field that stepped out of bounds. Our leverage players just late, and then you've got to, if you're going to leverage, you got to leverage from outside in, not inside out, or it just stresses your defense. It runs away from your defense, and so we're just late. It's literally you're just late, and because you're late, now you're running back inside out, and then you get cut, and the rest of the defense is inside. It's really that play was a dumb football play, and so it. And then the people that are inside out got their eyes in the wrong place, and my blocker is blocking him, and I'm staring at something else, and then I don't see him, and I'm late, and then I can't quite get there, and I'm just this far away, and it all adds up. It shows a total lack of discipline on that particular play, and aggressiveness, just guys, not. Really doing their job or having the sense of urgency on one particular play, and a good team's gonna, and a bad team's gonna, expose you. It doesn't matter.
The outside linebacker, though, to the play side, doesn't he read as soon as he sees the guy moving?
Yeah, he's got a key that's sitting in front of him. The guy that blocked, that guy's either inserting for the run game, or he's blocking out for the perimeter jet play, or going out for a pass. But that guy tells, on that particular play, he tells you everything.
So he's reading the blocker, not necessarily picking up the guy moving in motion.
No, he sees the motion first, but that's.
But it's all about the
Yeah.
move, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For Campanaro, is the easy almost too obvious comparison for him, like Les Welker? Because I'm guessing you might have.
Yeah, I think he's a guy that understands space, does, got great quickness and short area explosiveness. Just got a great feel for the game of football, and very competitive, and makes most every clutch play that needs to be made. So he and the quarterback got great chemistry together.
What have your cornerbacks done to build some trust for the first couple weeks? I know that was a big area of concern for you going into the season, but it seemed like they've been pretty solid.
We've tackled better, and just guys aren't just running free. And we're not, again, far from perfect, but those things give you a chance. If you can't tackle when you're supposed to be the tackler, and we are Division I football here, and then if guys are just running free, I mean, you can't do anything right. So you can't get in any kind of groove, if you will, or as a play caller, it's pretty hard to hide guys. You're going to let guys run by them. So we've improved that way. Again, it's a young season, but we're just showing better discipline, that way, and guys focused on doing their job, understanding their job, and then doing their job, and that gives you a chance.
Did you cross paths with Walker when he was in college?
Oh yeah, yeah. We didn't offer him at Oklahoma. Yeah. Dang it. Leach was our offensive coordinator, and we didn't offer him. And then he takes the Tech job, and of course, it's January, and so he's, scrapping for players, who's left and available. So he takes him one of the last few weekends of recruiting, and so there you go. So he didn't find a gym or, have him hidden somewhere. He didn't want him at Oklahoma. So.
And just to clarify, by blind dog in a meat market, you mean filming at the mouth or just going all over the place?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of dog? You're gonna find his meat in the meat market, right? Well, yeah, just not being able to find yourself and just getting you in your own way, so.